Capricorn, October 4th, 2025 is not just another date on the calendar. It is a cosmic earthquake in your destiny. On this single day, the stars align in a way that happens only once in a lifetime, and the shockwaves will ripple through every corner of your life. 4 fated events are about to collide with your soul. These are not small shifts or gentle nudges. These are events powerful enough to shake your world apart. They could tear down the false walls you've been hiding behind, or open the golden gates to the miracle you've been praying for in silence. Here's the truth. This date will not treat every Capricorn the same. For some, it will feel like loss. For others, it will feel like power. For a chosen few, it will bring both pain and breakthrough in the same breath. But here's the catch. Only those who recognize the signs in time will transform the chaos into a blessing. Miss the warnings, and you risk staying trapped in the same cycle until the next great shift years from now. Stay with me, because your entire future depends on it. Capricorn, the first event that October 4th brings is loss. Now, before you panic, listen carefully, because this is not just about something disappearing. This is about the universe reaching into your life and pulling away what no longer serves your destiny. And the truth is, for many Capricorns, this loss will come suddenly, unexpectedly, like a storm in the middle of a clear day. It might be a friendship that you've outgrown but were too afraid to let go of. It might be an opportunity you thought was perfect, but in reality, it was a trap designed to keep you small. For some, it could even be a false version of yourself, the mask you've been wearing to fit in, to be accepted, to feel safe in a world that never really understood your strength. When this loss hits, it will sting. You may feel betrayed, abandoned, or even cursed. You might question why the universe would allow something to be ripped from your hands when you wanted it so badly. But here's the truth. This is not punishment. This is alignment. The universe knows what you don't. It sees the cracks in the foundation of your life, the places where you've been standing on shaky ground. And if that foundation is false, no blessing can safely rest upon it. Imagine trying to build a castle on sand. It looks beautiful for a moment, but it collapses before you can even step inside. That's what October 4th is here to stop. This shadow of loss is not here to destroy you. It is here to free you. Because Capricorn, you hold on too tightly. You grip the familiar even when it hurts you. You cling to routines, relationships, and situations that you've already outgrown just because they feel safe. But safety is not destiny. Comfort is not growth. And the universe is tired of watching you shrink when you were born to expand. So October 4th will strip away what you refuse to release. A false friend, a job that limits your brilliance, a habit that poisons your spirit, a version of yourself that no longer matches the greatness waiting for you. And yes, it will feel painful. It will feel like the ground beneath you is shaking. But remember this, the earthquake doesn't come to bury you. It comes to break open the prison you didn't even realize you were living in. There's a deeper spiritual law at play here. Loss is never random. It is always targeted. It removes what blocks your path to purpose. That's why people who leave your life suddenly were never meant to walk with you into the next chapter. That's why doors that slam shut without warning were never meant to lead you to your destiny. That's why identities you've clung to, labels you've worn, masks you've held in place, must shatter now. Capricorn, you are stepping into a higher vibration. And to rise, you cannot carry dead weight. October 4th is a cosmic test asking you this one question. Do you trust the universe enough to let go of what is already gone? Think about the moments in your past where you lost something you thought you couldn't live without. Yet months or years later, you realized that loss was actually your greatest blessing. The heartbreak that forced you to rediscover your worth. the missed job that pushed you into a better career, the betrayal that taught you to trust yourself above all else. Those were rehearsals. This moment is the real exam. And here's the twist. This loss is not punishment, it's rebirth. It is the universe tearing down the false so the true can enter. It's the end of imitation and the birth of authenticity. It's the collapse of illusion and the rise of power. Capricorn, this is your shadow phase. It's where the lights go out, the silence grows heavy, and you wonder if you'll make it through. But hidden inside this shadow is the seed of your next miracle. Just like a seed must be buried in darkness before it can sprout into light, you too must go through this burial before your soul blooms into its full destiny. So when October 4th shakes your world, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this loss making room for? Because the truth is, the moment something exits your life, it creates a vacuum. And that vacuum is exactly where the miracle will enter. Capricorn, understand this. You cannot rise to the crown of destiny while still holding the chains of the past. Something must break. Something must be released. And if you don't let it go willingly, the universe will take it for you. That's the power of the shadow of loss. It doesn't ask for permission, it enforces destiny. So, prepare yourself. October 4th is not coming to take your life apart. It's coming to take apart the lies you've been living. It's coming to strip you of false attachments so you can stand uncluttered, unchained, and unstoppable. And when the dust clears, when the tears dry, when the silence finally lifts, you will look back at this shadow and realize it was never darkness at all. It was the light disguised as loss. It was the hand of destiny removing what was blocking your path. It was the proof that the universe loves you too much to let you stay small. Capricorn, this shadow will hurt, but it will also heal. It will scare you, but it will also save you. And most of all, it will force you to become who you were always meant to be. Capricorn, after the shadow of loss comes the second fated event, the door of power. Imagine this. You're standing in front of a massive door, one you've never seen before. It glows with a light that feels both magnetic and terrifying. You know instinctively that if you step through, your entire life will change. But you also know that if you hesitate, the door will close, and it may never open again. That is what October 4th, 2025 represents for you. A cosmic opening in your destiny. A rare alignment that creates a portal of opportunity, career advancement, financial expansion, authority, influence, and leadership. For some Capricorns, it may appear as a sudden job offer, an unexpected promotion, or a chance to lead a project that elevates your name. For others, it may be a door into wealth, an investment, or an opportunity that shifts your financial reality in ways you never dreamed. But here's the twist. Not every Capricorn will walk through. Some will freeze, some will doubt, some will convince themselves they aren't ready. And in that hesitation, the door will slam shut. You see, Capricorn, you are the sign of builders. You thrive on hard work, discipline, and steady progress. But this door is not about slow steps, it's about bold leaps. The universe will not hand you a carefully planned map on October 4th. It will hand you a key, and you must have the courage to use it. This is why the shadow of loss had to come first. Because if you're still holding on to dead weight, you can't walk through the door of power. Imagine trying to push through a narrow opening while carrying bags full of rocks. You'll get stuck. That's why the universe clears your hands before placing the key in them. Now listen carefully. This portal is not open forever. It is a one-day window, a flash of divine timing. October 4th is not like other days. It is a coded moment designed specifically for your soul. If you miss it, You may have to wait years, possibly until 2033, for the same alignment to return. That is why this day carries such urgency. And this door will not look obvious. It will not have a sign above it saying, "This is your big chance." No, it may come disguised as a small conversation that leads to a massive connection. It may appear as a risk that scares you more than it excites you. It may look like an opportunity that feels too good to be true, but that's only because your old self cannot comprehend the size of the blessing your higher self has already prepared. Capricorn, this is where courage meets destiny. Will you hesitate, or will you step forward? Think back to times in your life when fear held you back. The promotion you didn't apply for because you thought you weren't ready. The relationship you didn't pursue because you were afraid of rejection. The leap you didn't take because the ground looked uncertain. Those moments were dress rehearsals. October 4th is the real performance. The universe is testing your readiness, not by how much you want success, but by how much you trust yourself to handle it. Power is not just given, it is entrusted, and only the Capricorn who believes in their own worth will be trusted with this door. Let's go deeper. This door does not just lead to money or career, it leads to authority. Authority over your own life. Authority to break free from systems that once controlled you. Authority to stand tall without needing permission from anyone else. For some, this will manifest as recognition and influence. For others, as a sudden moment where their voice, their talent, or their vision commands the respect of many. But authority always comes with responsibility. And this is a hidden test. The universe is watching. Will you use this new power to lift yourself only, or to also guide and inspire others? Remember, Capricorn, you were born not just to climb mountains, but to show others that the climb is possible. That's why your victories are never just for you. They ripple outward. Here's what makes this event so critical. Hesitation is betrayal. If you doubt yourself, if you wait too long, if you play small, the door will close. And once it shuts, you cannot force it open again. This is destiny's timing, not yours. So what should you do? On October 4th, be alert, be watchful, listen to your intuition. If something comes your way that makes your heart race, that makes your spirit say, "This is it," then trust it. Even if your mind says it's risky, even if others tell you to play safe. Your future is not built by the opinions of others. It is built by the leaps you take when no one else believes in you. Capricorn, you've been preparing for this moment your whole life. Every hardship, every rejection, every closed door was training. Now, destiny places the real door before you, the door of power. And on the other side, a version of you that you have only glimpsed in your dreams. A version of you that stands in authority. A version of you that commands influence. A version of you that no longer bows to fear, but walks with certainty. But remember this truth, opportunity has a heartbeat. If you ignore it, it dies. October 4th will not wait for you. The door of power opens once, and then it vanishes. Capricorn, the question is simple. When the door appears, will you walk through it, or will you let your miracle slip away? Capricorn, the third fated event on October 4th will shake you in a way no career shift or financial gain ever could. This one is personal, it cuts deep. It's called the enemy's mask. On this day, the universe will expose someone in your circle who is not who they pretend to be. Someone who smiles in your face but secretly doubts your every move. Someone who claps for you in public but whispers against you in private. Someone you thought was safe, but who has been draining your energy, planting seeds of doubt, or quietly standing in the way of your progress. And here's the twist. The enemy is closer than you think. It might not be the obvious rival. It may not be the co-worker who competes with you or the stranger who criticizes you. No, this mask belongs to someone who already has your trust, someone who has access to your heart, your plans, or your secrets. Capricorn, betrayal is one of your deepest wounds. You love with loyalty, you commit with seriousness, and when you let someone into your world, you expect the same in return. That's why this event will sting. It will feel like a knife in the back. But remember, the knife only hurts because you never expected it. On October 4th, the universe will pull back the mask. A hidden truth will surface. You may overhear a conversation not meant for your ears. You may stumble across a message, a detail, a slip of the tongue that reveals their true colors. Or you may simply feel it in your gut, the sudden shift in energy when their smile doesn't reach their eyes anymore. Betrayal is painful, but exposure is a blessing. Because Capricorn, you've been giving too much of yourself to someone who does not deserve it. You've been pouring loyalty into a cup with cracks. And the longer you feed this connection, the more it bleeds away your power. That is why destiny itself is stepping in to reveal the truth, so you can stop wasting your energy on the wrong people. Think about it. How many times in the past have you ignored the red flags? How many times have you silenced your intuition because you didn't want to believe someone close to you could ever betray you? October 4th is the day the universe says, no more illusions, no more masks. But here's the hidden gift in this painful moment. When masks fall, you see clearly. And when you see clearly, you make wiser choices about who deserves to walk with you into your future. This exposure is not here to destroy your trust. It's here to sharpen it, to teach you discernment, to help you recognize the difference between those who clap for you because they believe in you and those who clap only because they're waiting for your fall. Capricorn, this is not a call to grow cold or bitter. It's a call to grow wise. The universe is showing you who is for you and who is against you, so that when your crown arrives, you won't waste your blessing on those who secretly resent it. And yet, here's the hardest part. You may not want to believe it. You may cling to denial, because facing the truth would mean rewriting the story of someone you thought you knew. But remember this, the mask is coming off whether you're ready or not, and pretending not to see it won't protect you. It will only wound you deeper. So be prepared. Watch closely on October 4th. Pay attention to the subtle slips, the energy that suddenly shifts, the hesitation in their voice, the way they distance themselves just when your life is about to rise. These are not coincidences, they are revelations. The betrayal may come as a shock, but it will also come as freedom, because once you see who is against you, you no longer waste your love, your time, or your destiny on them. That energy returns to you. That loyalty, once misplaced, becomes fuel for your own journey. Capricorn, understand this. The enemy's mask is not about revenge. It's about release. It's about seeing clearly, cutting ties, and stepping forward without the weight of hidden daggers in your back. Destiny cannot be built on deception. And October 4th is ensuring that the people who walk beside you into your new chapter are the ones who truly deserve to be there. So yes, it will hurt. But sometimes the most painful truths are also the most powerful liberations. And when the mask falls, you will finally see that you were never alone. The universe was protecting you all along. Capricorn, after the storm of loss, after the door of power, after the mask of betrayal, comes the moment your soul has been waiting for, the crown of destiny. This is not a crown of gold or jewels. It is not something you can touch with your hands. This crown is invisible, but it carries more weight than anything you've ever held. It is the crown of purpose, of leadership, of spiritual authority. And on October 4th, the universe will place it on the head of every Capricorn who has passed the earlier tests. For some, this crown will manifest as wealth, a sudden flow of abundance, opportunities, and prosperity. For others, it will come as love, a divine connection entering at the exact right moment, someone who aligns with your soul's mission. And for a chosen few, it will appear as spiritual leadership, the moment you realize you were never meant to follow, but to guide, to influence, to be the one others look to for strength. But here's the twist. Your crown comes with a test. Fail it, and it vanishes. Because a crown is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. The universe does not give authority without accountability. If you misuse it, if you wear it with arrogance, if you forget the lessons of loss and betrayal that shaped you, the crown will slip from your head as quickly as it appeared. Capricorn, you've been prepared for this moment for years. Every hardship, every delay, every rejection was training you to carry this crown with dignity. The struggles that once broke you were polishing the metal. The betrayals that scarred you were shaping its design. The losses that humbled you were preparing your spirit to hold it. You are not just being rewarded, you are being entrusted. And here lies the challenge. Will you treat the crown as a trophy or as a tool? If it's wealth, will you hoard it? Or will you use it to build, to create, to lift others? If it's love, will you cling with fear? Or will you nurture it with trust and honesty? If it's leadership, will you command with ego? Or will you guide with wisdom and compassion? The universe is watching, because the crown is not the end of your story, it is the beginning. And whether it stays with you depends entirely on how you carry it. This is why October 4th is so critical. The crown of destiny is not just a blessing, it's a final exam. Think of it like fire. Fire can warm an entire house, or it can burn it down. The choice lies in the hands of the one who holds it. Capricorn, the universe knows your strength. That's why it chose you for this crown. Other signs may not have had the resilience to withstand the storms, the patience to climb the mountain, the discipline to keep pushing when the world said stop. But you, yes, you, proved you could endure. And now, destiny will test if you can rule. Here's the deeper truth. A crown does not make you a king or queen. Your choices do. On October 4th, you will be given the moment, the chance, the shift that could change your entire trajectory. It will feel like destiny itself is bowing before you. But the true question is, will you bow back to destiny with humility, or will you let pride blind you? Because remember, pride comes before the fall, and many before you have lost their crowns because they believed it was permanent. The crown is not permanent, it is conditional. It stays only with those who remember the road they walked, the pain that shaped them, the scars that taught them. Capricorn, imagine this. You standing taller than ever before, not because you demanded respect, but because you earned it. Not because the universe handed you power, but because you proved you could carry it. This is the essence of the crown of destiny. It does not just change how the world sees you, it changes how you see yourself. And here's the prophecy. If you honor this crown, if you treat it as sacred, if you use it wisely, then October 4th will not just be the day you were crowned. It will be the day your legacy began. So prepare your spirit. This is not just about love, wealth, or power. This is about alignment, about stepping fully into the person you were always meant to be. October 4th is not just a day on your calendar, it is the day the universe says, "Rise, Capricorn, your throne is waiting, Capricorn." By now, you've walked through shadows and light. You've seen 4 shocking events revealed to you. But what you may not realize is this: they're not random. They are not scattered signs thrown into the wind. They form something much greater, something cosmic, divine, and unbreakable. They form the prophecy cycle. Let's trace it together. First came loss, the storm that stripped you bare, the ending that forced you to your knees. The universe removed what you thought you couldn't live without, not to punish you, but to free you. Because destiny cannot place new seeds in soil that's already crowded with weeds. Your losses were not accidents. They were the burning of the old field, so something greater could grow. Then came the doorway. After every loss, a door swings open. But the door of destiny does not shout. It whispers. It waits to see if you'll notice. The opportunity, the chance, the strange alignment that says, step here or miss your path. The doorway is choice. And on October 4th, it will appear to you again. The question is, will you walk through it, or will you hesitate and let it close? Next came the enemy, the mask of betrayal, the exposure of who was real and who was never for you. This is the universe clearing your path, because no crown can rest on your head if snakes still circle at your feet. The enemy was not shown to you by accident. Their betrayal was the final cut severing you from the old cycle. The universe had to let you see the truth before it gave you the crown. And finally, the crown. The destiny shift. Love, wealth, leadership. The blessing that only arrives when the soul has been broken, tested, and made ready. This is not a crown for everyone. It is a crown for the chosen. For the ones who endured loss, walked through the doorway, faced the enemy, and still rose. For the ones who refused to give up even when the mountain grew steep. This crown is not jewelry. It is authority. It is alignment. It is the universe saying, you have proven yourself. Now rise. Do you see it now, Capricorn? This is not 4 random events. This is a cycle, a spiritual loop designed to transform you. Loss arrow, doorway, arrow, enemy, arrow, crown. But here's the twist. If you ignore one event, you break the entire cycle. Lose sight of the purpose in your losses, and you'll grow bitter instead of wiser. The cycle collapses. Miss the doorway out of fear or hesitation, and you'll wander in circles, waiting years for another chance. The cycle collapses. Refuse to face the enemy, keep pretending the mask is real, and the betrayal continues to poison your path. The cycle collapses. And if you receive the crown but wear it with arrogance, if you treat it as a trophy instead of a trust, then the crown disappears, and the cycle collapses. And when the cycle collapses, you do not just pause your destiny, you delay it for years. Capricorn, if you miss this cycle, you will not get another like it until 2033. Think about that. A full 8 years of waiting, 8 years of living beneath your true potential, 8 years of wandering without the crown you were meant to wear. That is why October 4th is not just another day. It is your cycle's turning point. The prophecy cycle is destiny's rhythm. It is how the universe takes you from brokenness to blessing, from emptiness to overflow, from shadow to throne. If you try to skip a step, the song stops playing. You cannot reach the crown without walking through the loss. You cannot enter the new room without passing through the doorway. You cannot lead with power until you've faced the enemy and cleansed your circle. Capricorn, this is why your journey feels heavier than most, because you are not just walking through life, you are walking through prophecy. The events that shook you this year were not punishments, they were preparations. The people who walked away were not accidents, they were exits designed by the universe. The betrayals that crushed you were not coincidences, they were revelations to protect your crown. Do not make the mistake of seeing these events as separate. They are chapters of one book. And on October 4th, the final page of this chapter will turn. You are standing at the threshold. The cycle is complete, and the universe is asking you, will you break it or will you fulfill it? Because if you fulfill it, if you embrace every step, every loss, every truth, every responsibility, then your crown will not just rest on your head, it will anchor into your destiny. And from that moment, your life will never be the same again. This is your prophecy. This is your cycle. And only you can decide if you will rise into it, or wait until 2033 to try again. Capricorn, the question now is simple. Which event hit your heart the hardest? Was it the pain of loss, the chance of the doorway, the betrayal of the enemy, or the weight of the crown? Type it now. Claim your part in this prophecy. Speak it into the comments because words have power. Write it boldly. Loss, door, enemy, crown. Which one broke you? Which one is shaping you? Which one will you rise from? Because your answer is the beginning of your legacy. Capricorn, October 4th, 2025 is your spiritual earthquake. 4 events, 4 shocks, 4 chances to rewrite your destiny forever. The shadow of loss, the door of power, the enemy's mask, the crown of destiny. Each one is a test. Each one is a portal. And together, they decide if you rise or if you fall. This is your final prophecy. The universe is giving you one day to choose. One day where the stars bend time and fate opens the cycle. If you step forward, you claim your future. If you hesitate, you stay stuck until 2033. Capricorn, I cannot choose for you. I can only show you the map. The rest is in your hands. Now listen closely. I want you to speak your destiny into existence. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Write these words in the comments, one by one, as many times as it takes. I'm ready. I claim it. I see the truth. I receive my crown. Not once, not twice, but 10 times. Because every time you declare it, you send a vibration into the universe. Every word you write becomes a spiritual signal, telling the universe you are ready to rise. This is not just typing, it is manifestation. It is prophecy in action. It is you proving that you are awake, alive, and ready to receive. And Capricorn, don't keep this prophecy to yourself. Send this video to every Capricorn you know before October 4th hits, because destiny waits for no one. Your crown is waiting, your door is opening, your enemies are being revealed, and your losses are turning into miracles. Subscribe now, because Capricorn, your story is just beginning. The prophecy has only spoken its first words. The rest is waiting for you.